Welcome back to I've Got Something to Tell You with Taylor and
Colleen.
Episode.
Who cares?
I was like, it's been a while.
All I know is Taylor's been on vacation and I missed her a lot.
I know. And I feel like because we record every week, it feels like if we don't, it feels like it's been centuries.
It's so long, yeah.
But you did an amazing job on your episode. I got to listen to it on Friday and it was so good.
Thanks.
I had a little bit of FOMO. So I was like laughing at him like, she can't even hear me. It's pre-recorded.
Okay, words. Think about them. I was telling Kyle, I was like, I would never do this by myself. Like, it made me so happy that we do this together because I was like, it's so it's still fun doing like the research and stuff like that. And like, I'd been wanting to like tell that story, but it's so boring just telling the story to like.
It's so silent.
Yeah.
And like while you're doing it and like, it's almost, well, for me, like as soon as like I'd finish a sentence and take a minute, I'm like, so quiet.
Yeah. So what
like
do you think,
nobody's
Taylor?
Like validating me.
Exactly. Like there were times where I'm like, I want to make a joke, but like I don't know if it's gonna.
I know. I felt like whenever I would laugh during mine, it would just be awkward. I'd be like, huh? I'm like, so anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, hope people are laughing with me.
Taylor would have appreciated that.
I totally would have. I know there was something you said and I can't remember what it is now, but I was like, that was a good one. I'll have to listen back again. But that story was crazy.
Yeah, that one's nuts. There are times where I research these stories and I'm just like, I can't believe that this is real.
That it actually happened.
Yeah. And we're referencing the Chowchilla kidnapping, bus kidnapping, where the bus was hijacked and the kids were like buried underground. It's insane. But
yeah, the underground part was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. That would be terrifying.
And that the guys are out now.
Oh, wait. I don't think I heard that part.
Yeah.
Wait, but they were like idiots, though.
Yeah, they were idiots, but they still buried kids underground.
But that's insane that they're out. That's a pretty... But I was like dying when you said like they did all this because they were in debt, but then they owed all that money. Like they just made their debt worse. But yeah, anyway. I won't go back into it because I know you just told it in the last episode. But I really liked it.
Thanks for listening.
So I was texting Colleen while I was on vacation in Seattle, and I did a downtown tunnel tour. Have you done that there?
I haven't.
I know that they have them like everywhere, but I didn't take any videos or pictures. It was kind of a fast tour. Like, I thought they were going to give us time to like walk around and stuff, but he would kind of give us just like the history and then he would just be like, okay, moving on. Yeah.
They probably have times they have to hit and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it's really cool because when you're walking down downtown Seattle, like above ground, they have these little like designs on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And they're glass and it looks down. They're skylights basically. But that tripped me out. I was like, whoa. And also, when you're walking too, there's, aside from the skylights, there's like, you know when you can just see underground? It's not a sewer, but it's like the underground tunnel.
Yeah.
And it's creepy because it's like all dark in there and they'll have this red light bulb, which is like spooky.
I hate that.
I know, it's so scary. I'm like, why the red light bulb? I feel like they did that on purpose to make it scarier in my mind.
Probably.
Watch, they actually have like a legit reason.
Well, yeah, I wonder if there is a legit reason because I remember in high school, and I thought the same thing. So I went to Chandler High School, and you probably know this, but like Chandler High School is supposed to be haunted.
You told me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know it because of me. I had something to tell you.
It is like a really cool looking building. Like it looks old.
Well, yeah. And so Chandler Center of the Arts is connected to Chandler High School. and when I had to take theater, you have to like go underground.
Colleen and theater.
Oh my God, it was a disaster. I remember we had to do this like miming thing and
what? Okay, you had to be a mime?
I failed at being mime, so we had to do like, there were like different sections of the theater class. Like you like were spent like one like section, like practicing something. And like one of them was miming, which I'm sure had a reason. I don't recall it. But I was partnered with this guy and like we were supposed to be miming like not like rock stars like coming out onto stage. And so I immediately like go out and like went like, whoa. Yes.
They're like, mime, Colleen?
And I was like, wait a second.
They're like, F.
Needless to say.
That reminds me of like whatever that game is where you can't say words or something.
Charades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charades.
Don't put me on your team.
I'm not good at that team. I'm not good at that game either. So I don't think I would be a very good mime either. So,
but yeah. So anyways, you have back to the original theme of the story.
Oh, this episode's not all about mimes.
No, actually, it's just a miming episode. We're not going to talk.
You're not going to hear us at all.
But so Chandler Center of the Arts is also haunted, and it's connected to Chandler High School, and like the theater room is like off the like main campus. So you have to go to the theater room, which is connected to the Center of the Arts. And you can like, in order to get behind the stage and like the green room, which is where the theater room was, you have to go into this like underground tunnel almost.
Oh.
It's not like, it sounds more intense than it is. It's literally like a hallway.
Oh.
But it's lit.
Kind of like a basement or something?
Kind of, yeah. Like you go down the stairs, it's like a small slope that then goes up like behind stage in order for like the people who are like acting to go back, change clothes. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it's lit with these like red lights.
Oh,
and
that's spooky.
I know. That's what made me.
I'd be like, I don't want to go through there.
No, well, and they said that hallway is supposed to be super haunted, that like people have like gone through it and like the lights will just turn off one by one.
Ooh,
I know.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking now too, when you were saying that, I wonder if maybe like after the tour, that's the lights that are on. Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Because, I mean, I guess they have to have lighting down there.
I feel like they do it for the aesthetic. They're like, what's the creepiest color we could do?
Because we don't want people to come down here.
Yeah.
So
red.
We scare them.
Yeah.
Red light, stay away.
Yeah. Danger. Red light danger.
Danger.
Yeah.
So, one fact that I got from the tour, I thought you would think this is funny, but obviously like any super old town like that, like brothels and stuff. And one of them was by the shore. And I don't remember the reason for the underground tunnels. It had something to do with like, I think it was originally built at that level and it had something to do with like the ocean level.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know about that? Because I was confused.
Because even Pike Place has like the double levels and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Well, so anyway, there was a brothel and obviously like guys would go in there drunk and gross and stuff and they would like pass out. And so I guess they had this like procedure where they would like take them and put them down this chute so they can get to the next customer. And the chute went straight to the ocean. And most of them would die.
That's amazing.
I know. I thought it was kind of funny because I was just like,
why don't we continue? Why don't we still have that procedure?
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, I mean, they were probably douchebags, so they probably deserved it. But yeah, so fun fact.
I love that. Did they draw a penis on their face before they did it?
I hope they did. They probably robbed them or something too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun trip. We did a lot of stuff. I was really tired.
I saw all the pictures. It looked really fun.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you've been to Pike's Place though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We toured our way through the food.
Heck yeah. What was your favorite thing you ate there?
The mac and cheese.
Hell yeah.
So good. The Beechers, I think it's called. Did you try that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, girl, we need to go back.
Okay.
Maybe we can plan a group trip. Igsty trip.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Love
Norman, just kidding.
Norman, book your travel.
Book it up. Okay, so I have something to tell you.
Cool.
I'm going to be covering the Jersey Devil. And guess what? It's New Jersey.
Wait, I know this. Okay.
I had a feeling you probably knew this one.
Okay, so this is what I think. Okay, so I've covered the Jersey. The Beast of Jersey. I covered the Beast of Jersey.
You covered the Beast. I'm covering the Devil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I got them both confused.
Oh, okay.
No, well, like, obviously mine is right.
The names.
Yes, but like, while I would do them, I would continuously like get them confused. Where I'm like, wait, why did this story completely change?
I mean, they're both ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
So.
Fair.
So, and okay. I mean.
This isn't about me. Tell me what you got to tell me.
No, I figured you were going to say something about that because I was like, when I was researching it, I was like, wait, is it New Jersey or is it Jersey?
Jersey.
But it's New Jersey.
And if you're from New Jersey, it's Jersey.
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 So it's like, why isn't it the New Jersey Devil?
No, because
it's just Jersey.
If you're legit, it's Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay. So, the Jersey Devil is a winged creature said to haunt the dense and eerie pine barrens of southern New Jersey. With roots going back to over 250 years, the legend blends colonial history, folklore, and chilling eyewitness accounts that continue to this day. So, the most common origin story dates back to the early 1700s in Leeds Point, New Jersey. According to legend, a woman known as Mother Leeds was pregnant with her 13th child.
Cool.
Crazy.
Good for her.
13. Yeah. Your favorite number.
Is it? Okay.
What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay. Her husband was a drunk and not helpful at all with taking care of the other 12 children.
Put him down the chute.
The perfect place for him would be that chute. So she was exhausted and she was resentful, which I get it. So she cursed the unborn baby, declaring, "Let this one be a devil."
Well, that's her own fault, but
she kind of did it to herself. On a stormy night in 1735, months after that occurred, she forgot all about that and she forgot she cursed the child.
It didn't.
It did not. She gave birth to a seemingly normal child. The family was huddled in one room while the midwives gathered the baby and brought it to the family, but within moments, the infant began to change. It sprouted wings, claws, and a forked tail. Oh, and it grew horns too. I didn't add that in there. So the descriptions of the Jersey Devil vary, but the most consistent descriptions describe him with a kangaroo-like body with hooved feet, bat-like wings that span up to 10 feet, which Mothman also spans to 10 feet, and a horse/goat-like head with red glowing eyes. So it's an interesting thing to look at.
I really want to put in a Jersey Shore joke and be like, we got a situation.
You know? The midwives. We got a situation. The creature grew at an insanely fast rate. Within minutes, it completely tore apart the mother, and then the husband, and then the children.
Again, lady. Don't wish
Why'd you curse them?
Yeah.
The survivors, which I would assume are the midwives, survived to tell the tale. After he killed the family, he went up the chimney and escaped, supposedly destroying the chimney as he did this, leaving a pile of rubble behind.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I like the chimneys.
Very
just
gargoyle.
imagine him like, I know, like skedaddling.
Yeah, skedaddling.
Like, I would think he would just like go through the door, like, I don't know, like smash through, I don't know. He chose the chimney.
I mean, I feel like you shouldn't question it.
It's kind of weird. So then he flew into the Pine Barrens, where he's lived ever since. Since that night, locals have claimed the monster roams the forest, preying on livestock and frightening travelers. By the 18th and 19th centuries, the Jersey Devil became a catch-all explanation for strange livestock deaths and eerie noises in the Pine Barrens. Farmers reported finding sheep and chickens slaughtered with tracks too bizarre to identify. And I think they were meaning like there would be hooves on the roof of like a house. And they're like, how did that happen? So in the 1900s, there were a ton of sightings. That was like the peak of the Jersey Devil. Newspapers reported hundreds of encounters over a single week. Strange hoof-like tracks appeared in the snow on rooftops, like I just said, across fields, and even in backyards. The witnesses would say the Jersey Devil on the roof claimed it looked like an ostrich-like creature, which ostriches are pretty terrifying.
They are
right?
pretty terrifying. And they're fast.
They're fast as fuck, and they got those tiny little heads.
Yeah. And the necks, they got reach, too.
I know, they can get you. In Camden, New Jersey, a trolley car full of passengers claimed the devil attacked the vehicle, flapping its wings and screeching before flying off.
Before skedaddling off.
Mm-hmm. I like that it screeches, too. It's like, ah.
Like it also.
It just sounds like chaos.
Yeah.
The witnesses describe it as looking like a flying kangaroo.
What? They got a whole zoo of different.
I know. Which is it, man?
Kangaroos look vastly different than ostriches. So.
And kangaroos are also just as freaking scary.
Yeah.
They scare me.
They have a freaking flesh pouch on their body. That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. But they're also like ripped.
Yeah.
They got like
Good point.
guns. It was said that even bloodhounds would not want to follow the tracks that were found in Camden. They're like, fuck that. Another
Not my job.
I know. Humans, you get them. Another incident in Camden, a woman claimed she found him attempting to eat her dog, and she then hit him with a broomstick and he flew away.
I love that.
I did too. He's like, not the broomstick. In Bristol, Pennsylvania, a police officer described shooting at the creature with no effect.
Yeah, broomsticks, dude.
It's the broomstick gets them. Gunshots? Mm-mm. Schools and factories started closing down because people were too afraid to leave their houses, so the attendance rates started dropping like dramatically.
That's such a perfect way of like staying home
like
from
an
school.
Excuse, I know. I'm afraid. The Jersey Devil.
The ostrich.
The parents are like, legit, okay, you can stay home. They're like afraid to stay home from work.
They don't want to go to work either.
Yeah. So the 1900s were the peak of the sightings. However, there were still more recent sightings. 1951, several children in Gibbstown, New Jersey claimed they saw a monster matching the devil's description. In 1960, residents near Mays Landing heard horrifying screams at night. Local merchants offered a reward for capturing the devil, dead or alive. Good luck. 1972, a woman driving near Leeds Point reported the creature landing on the roof of her car before flying off. Yeah. In 1993, a forest ranger reported encountering a winged deer-like creature in the Pine Barrens.
Another vastly different animal.
So we got a deer, we got a kangaroo, and we got an ostrich.
What does this thing look like?
I don't know. Maybe there's a group of them.
Oh.
You never know. Maybe she had triplets. And she didn't realize.
The midwives didn't say anything. Keep it real hush-hush.
No. She only wanted one, but there's three. And the forest ranger described the glowing red eyes watching him from the darkness.
Ew.
Spooky. 2015, a man driving in Galloway Township captured what he claimed was a photograph of the Jersey Devil flying across the road, reigniting debate. And on our break, I'm going to look this up. I totally forgot to look up the picture to see if we could find it, which it's 2015, so I'm sure we can find it.
Yeah.
The Jersey Devil has become more than just a regional legend. He's a cultural icon. He's New Jersey's hockey team. The NHL's New Jersey Devils was named after the creature. The Pine Barrens' dense, isolated forests remain a popular destination for paranormal investigators. And folklore festivals, books, and documentaries continue to keep the legend alive. So whether seen as a cursed child, a misidentified animal, or a genuine cryptid, the Jersey Devil endures as one of America's most chilling and mysterious creatures. And that is the Jersey Devil.
I love that.
Yeah. So which one do you think he looked like?
I like to imagine the ostrich. Just because I
Because
think
you
that,
like ostriches?
yeah.
Or because we have them here.
Well-
Ostrich festival.
Well, on the ostrich farm.
Oh.
But I also think it would be the most terrifying in my opinion. But I feel like
I kind of feel like the kangaroo.
I knew that's what
freaks.
you were going to say.
Yeah, because I'm imagining the kangaroo with the horse goat head. And it's just like the kangaroo already has that body that looks like it can kick your ass.
Imagine that like goat head on the neck of an ostrich.
That would look so weird because it's like it has that long
It would be
skinny
able to
neck
like
and the
snake
legs
at
are
you.
like
Yeah. What if it's a buff ass ostrich though?
Like where would his buff be? Like his body?
Everywhere, yeah.
So the neck's bigger.
Mm-hmm. Thick-necked ostrich.
He just starts looking like a giraffe. Yeah, I don't know. I think the kangaroo is more scary.
Okay.
Anyway, do you want to take a break before we get into yours? Okay. And we're back.
We are back, and Taylor, I've got something to tell you. This guy is one of the most infamous names in true crime history. He has inspired such real life. He is the real life inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Ooh.
Norman Bates in Psycho, Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
So basically, he is the scariest of the scary. He has a new show coming out. I'm kicking off spooky season with Ed Gein.
Ooh.
Get ready.
Wait, so he was based off all those characters?
They are based off of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them, but I know that they're scary.
Yeah. They have like said that we probably wouldn't have some of the like biggest horror movies like in the genre without the inspiration from Ed Gein.
Yikes.
He is basically proof that the boogeyman is real. Like, This might be one of the hardest ones I've had to cover.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready.
So get ready.
I am so ready.
Okay.
I got my witch's brew.
We need to sage after.
We will.
Okay. All right. So Ed Gein was born in 1906 in La Crosse County, Wisconsin. His parents were George and Augusta Gein. Augusta. I said it weird.
Augusta.
Yeah. He also had an older brother, Henry. George, his dad, was an abusive alcoholic who could never hold down steady work. But Augusta was the real horror, and she was the one to look out for because she was the one calling the shots in the house. Augusta was a large, intimidating woman with intense religious beliefs. Her worldview was extreme. She believed the world was full of sin and women, other than herself, of course.
Of course.
She was the
She's a saint.
Yep. Saint Augusta. But that women were agents of the devil.
I will be an agent of the devil.
I kind of love that.
Thank you, Augusta.
Yeah. To Augusta, desire was evil, sex was evil, even just looking at women could send you straight to hell. And she preached this every day, over and over, until basically it was all Ed and his older brother Henry ever heard. So every night after dinner, she would spend hours reading both of the brothers' scriptures that reinforced her beliefs. Every single night.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like she was really hellbound on getting her point across. She also despised the town that they lived in La Crosse. To her, it was crawling with sin. It had drinking, gambling, and women of loose morals. She wanted her family far away from all of it, so when the kids were young, Augusta uprooted the family and bought a small, isolated farmhouse on the outskirts of Plainfield, Wisconsin. It is remote, cut off from the neighbors, and exactly what she wanted, a place where she could control her husband and sons away from any outside influence. So that's where Ed grew up, on a very lonely farm under the control of his awful mother that he loved so much. Now, Ed did go to school in Plainfield, but he was painfully shy, awkward, and strange. Other kids avoided him. He was also known for laughing to himself out of nowhere in the middle of class.
I do that.
I was going to say.
No.
Rough that we both do that.
I know. Don't love that we have a similarity.
They're like, he's a freak.
I'm like, that weirdo.
We're like, yeah, totally.
Do that at least 20 times a day.
Yeah. But he had a really hard time connecting. He basically just could not understand social cues and just was all around off. The kids would bully him because he also had this gross. I said gross.
You're like, ew, gross.
That was not intentional. But he had a growth on his eye. So it forced his eye to like droop and kind of look lazy. And so they would make fun of him for that.
Mm-hmm.
And just, he was all around awkward. So they started calling him Milksop.
Hey, look at Milksop.
It's a Milksop. But it basically just meant like spineless loser. Like you were like soppy milk.
I feel like someone could be calling me that. I wouldn't even know it was an insult. I'm like, what?
Good one. I'm going to tell myself another joke so I can giggle on my own. So Ed was very much teased and bullied. Henry, the older brother, on the other hand, kind of understood what was going on. Like, he could see that their mom was toxic and definitely controlling. And he was very worried about how obsessed Ed was with her. Ed, though being more isolated from the kids at school, continued to worship Augusta. She basically wasn't his mom, just his mom. She was his entire universe.
Mm-hmm.
Red flags.
Yeah.
So in 1940, Ed is 34, still living at home with his mom, dad, and brother. And this is where things start to take a little bit of a turn.
Uh-oh.
So his father, George, finally drinks himself to death. And that just leaves Augusta and her two boys to keep the farm going. Augusta always dominated the house, but George's presence at least offered kind of like a distraction. Like, if she was fighting with him, at least she wasn't like focused on the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So when George died, Augusta became even more overbearing. She now had no one but Henry and Ed to preach at, and Ed soaked it up while Henry sort of pushed back on it. So this causes tension between Henry and Ed, and Henry started openly criticizing Augusta, telling Ed that she was controlling and that his obsession with her was not healthy. Like, ooh, you're not just a mama's boy. You like are
that's like your Jesus or something.
No, literally.
Or your God.
Yes, exactly. But Ed was like not wavering on his support of Augusta. He defended her constantly. So in 1944, Ed is 38. They're all still living at the farmhouse together. Again, red flags, because 30, like, I'm not shooting shots at people, but you're 38 and you're still living at home.
Well, also Henry, I'm like, you don't like them, get out.
I know. I feel like we didn't really go much into Henry, but I'm sure he had his own issues. But so Ed is 38 and something strange happens. Ed and his brother Henry are out burning brush. So they're like clearing out like dead, like wood and stuff. Like, I guess it's a pretty normal thing for you to do on a farm. But the fire gets out of control. So firefighters show up. And when it's all over, like the fire is cleared, they're like, well, where's Henry? And Ed leads them directly to Henry's body.
What?
And when they find it, Henry's body is laying face down, surrounded by burned brush, but his clothes are completely intact and there are no burns. On top of that, he has bruises on top of his head, but the police don't look into it like any further, and they just officially like his cause of death is officially listed as asphyxiation. So basically it was that he inhaled smoke.
Oh, damn. He killed his brother?
I knew you were going to. Yeah. Locals whispered about it for years. Did Ed kill Henry?
Totally.
Yeah. So the reason they think was because Henry was the only one who ever criticized Augusta and the only one who pushed back on Ed's unhealthy attachment to her. So now he's got Augusta all to himself. Ed is dream come true. He's got his brother and father out of the way. And so he starts doting on Augusta, listening to everything she has to say. It's just the two of them. Just the two of us. But it doesn't last long because just 2 years later in 1945, Augusta suffers a stroke. And at first she recovers from the stroke and Ed is like, sweet, I get to take care of my mom even more. And he's like doting on her. Like he's basically her nurse. And now that it's like the roles reversed. She was everything to him and now he's everything to her because she has to rely on him. But she has another stroke soon after and she passes away from this. And for Ed, that is the breaking point. You'd think that most men in their late 30s would have felt like freedom, you know, now they're finally going to be out on their own, out from under a controlling parent. But as we know, Ed isn't like most men. And as you said, Augusta wasn't just his mother. This was his Jesus. And she really was his only real relationship. So when she died, Ed was shattered. He was 39 years old, living alone on a decaying farmhouse with no friends, no social life, no experience with women, and a mind completely warped by years of Augusta's preaching about sin, sex, and death. With her gone, all that was left with Ed was this very dark corner of his imagination. So now Ed is completely on his own, no one taking care of him. And so he's got to figure out a way to keep himself afloat. And so he starts taking on these like odd jobs around town. He starts fixing things for people like handyman style. He would get hired by people for just like little chores and repairs around the house. They are not hiring him for clearing brush. Just kidding.
Or they might become a part of it.
Yep. He also starts babysitting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know. So can you imagine like the people coming forward being like, Ed Gein was my babysitter?
But also like, don't you interview babysitters before like
yeah,
no social cues?
And that was the thing is like people talked about him as like he's very much known around town. Like the town is like small town. Like they know he's kind of an oddball, but everybody views him as like harmless. So like he's kind of the town weirdo, but they're like, it's just Ed.
It's just that he can watch my kid.
But yeah. So even though Ed kept mostly to himself, like I said, people in Plainfield knew him as just a weirdo. He laughed at the wrong times. He would stare a little bit too long. He also said, wait, go.
No, just was staring a little too long. At least I feel like I've met people like that where it's like, it freaks me out.
Have there been times though, I do this where I'm just like, am I looking at this person for too long? Because or like you see somebody and you're just like, I feel like I know them. And then you're like, oh, I've been staring at them for a solid like.
Or if you like zone out.
Yeah.
But I feel like to me, this sounds like he knows that he's looking at them.
I don't think he does though. Like
really?
Sorry, that he's looking at them.
I feel like he knows that he has the eye contact going on, but he doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah. No. Sorry, I cut you. Yes, you're absolutely right. Like I think he is. Yes, that he's choosing to look at them, but he's not realizing that like he's looking at them for a uncomfortable amount of time.
Yeah, because like what comes to mind for me is because I feel like I've had this experience. I can't remember with who, but like people that stare for too long and you get done talking and they're like, you're just like,
you're like, okay, well, that was the end of my sentence. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I have to do that with like when people are talking and I'm just like, I don't want to be rude, but I also have to go. So
And they're not blinking either.
Yeah. Or they like keep asking. I don't know. It sounds mean, but I don't know how to like politely excuse myself.
I think that's a common struggle.
Yeah. Okay, so he stared for too long. He also would say things that people would just brush off as jokes, like things that were kind of creepy, but people were just like, it's
like
just,
what?
I'll get into it.
Okay.
Then there's also his collection. So every now and then he'd show people these so-called shrunken heads he had at the farmhouse.
What?
He told people that they were souvenirs and that they were trophies his cousin supposedly sent back from the Philippines during World War II. So people thought it was weird, but they didn't push it.
It is weird.
They kind of, again, just shrug it and say, that's Ed being Ed.
Cool Ed.
Sweet Ed.
They speed walk off.
How about you milksop somewhere else?
They're like, Milksop has shrunken heads in his house.
Okay, so they shrug it off as that's Ed being Ed, but when Ed was really being Ed, that's when he was alone, and that's when the mask really came off. He didn't have friends, so he spent hours reading, and he got obsessed with pulp magazines. And a pulp magazine was this like super cheap, like sensationalized magazine that covered over-the-top stories. So they could be anything from like true detective tales to crime to like shocking stories. They'd also have like inappropriate illustrations in them, sometimes women in distress, but lots of gore.
Oh.
And he loved the true detective style stories about murder that went into like really gory details about like murder scenes. He also got really into anatomy books and understanding the human body, and stories about Nazis in the war and human experiments that they would do.
Of course he did.
So just casual light reading.
Mm-hmm.
He was particularly interested in stories about making things out of human skin.
Random?
It won't be in a second.
What can I make with human skin?
You'd be surprised.
Sick.
So pretty soon, reading about this stuff wasn't enough. He started hanging around the cemetery. And at first, he said he'd just go at night and just sit there, like he was almost in a trance or hypnotized. But then he started digging. Ed would target freshly buried women that he would read about in like the death section of the newspaper.
Oh.
And he would go and find their graves, specifically ones that he thought would look like Augusta, his mom. So same build or same age.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted pieces of them so that he could somehow bring her back.
Why didn't he just dig up Augusta?
Good question. Don't know. But just digging them up didn't satisfy him for long. Grave robbing only went so far. The bodies were cold and lifeless, and what he wanted was someone alive and someone who could stand in for the mother he lost. And that's when women in town started to go missing.
Mm-hmm.
In December of 1954, the first was Mary Hogan. She owned a tavern in Plainfield, and Mary was the complete opposite of Augusta. She was loud and foul-mouthed and independent. Everything Augusta preached was evil. One night, Mary's tavern is suddenly empty. Customers show up and she's gone. Police are called in and they find blood on the floor, a shell casing, and her wallet, but no Mary. The case went cold, but people obviously were all talking about it. Ed would actually jump into these conversations and joke about it. People would like ask in their own conversation. They'd be like, whatever happened to Mary Hogan? And Ed would jump in and smirk and say, and he'd go, she's at my house right now. And he would just like laugh for an awkward amount of time.
Oh my God. He's like, good one, Ed. Thanks, Ed.
But he would tell this joke all the time. Like, you know how when people get like one little chuckle out of a joke, and so they just keep retelling it.
Mm-hmm.
This was Ed's joke
That's so annoying.
Yeah. And everyone just thought, well, that's just weird.
They're like, he really likes that joke.
Yeah, that's just weirdo Ed. So Mary Hogan's case faded into just the small town gossip, and Ed went right back to his routines. He did his odd jobs, his babysitting, and those cemetery trips. Years went by, and everyone continued to think of Ed as this weird but harmless guy. But by 1957, Ed was ready to escalate again, and this time it's not going to be a mystery for long.
Uh-oh.
So on November 16th, 1957, Bernice Warden vanished. She owned the local hardware store in Plainfield, and that morning, the store looked like something out of a horror movie. So her son, Frank, who was also the town's deputy sheriff, came in to find blood on the floor and the cash register gone. He checked the sales book, and the last receipt written was from that morning, and it was for antifreeze, and the name on the receipt was Ed Gein. Frank knew Ed just like everybody did, and now his name is literally the one on the paper before his mother disappeared. So that same day, police are heading out to Ed's farmhouse to question him. And when they got there, they found what was beyond anything they had ever imagined. Now, I am not going to tell people to stop listening because I think everybody should get their brave pants on, but I'm just going to warn you that this is probably one of the more descriptive scenes I've ever said, because that is part of this story. Mm-hmm. So like I said, don't tune out, just get brave.
And it's a true crime.
It's true crime.
You tuned in.
It's
knowing it was true crime.
Yep. So buckle up. This is where shit gets bad. We are going to go on a tour of Ed Gein's house.
Okay.
So same day, November 16th, 1957. It's night when the police roll up to Ed Gein's farmhouse, and the place is rotting and falling on itself. It is out in the middle of nowhere. There's no lights, no sound, just black windows. They start with looking in the shed that sits just to the side of the house, and it's just going to start real bad real fast. Yeah. What they see hanging from the rafters is Bernice Warden, strung up by her ankles like a slaughtered deer. She has been shot in the head, gutted, decapitated, and split straight down in the middle with her rib cage pulled apart, blood everywhere.
Jeez.
They decide to step into the house. The smell hits first. It smells like rotting flesh and rancid filth. They described it as a smell that sticks to your clothes.
Ew.
Mm-hmm. So the first room looks like a dump, and in the corner, there's a box that just kind of looks out of place to them. They pry it open, and inside are 4 human noses just sitting there. They are stacked like a collection of buttons. One deputy can't handle it.
A collection of buttons stacked.
Like one on top of another.
Oh, okay.
Why are you laughing? This is disgusting.
No, I just wasn't expecting it.
So one of the deputies is like, I've had enough. He throws up and can't take it anymore.
I would have had enough at the shed.
They continue to scan the room with flashlights. And so they're moving the flashlights around the room, and they realize that they're catching things on the wall, in the light. And what they realize they are human faces.
Yeah. 9
human faces, peeled clean off, dried, preserved. They are stretched and tacked up like hunting trophies. And some are stuffed into paper bags with cutouts, so the eye holes are just staring at them. So they can see the face behind these bags. Think of a luminary. You know those bags that you put with a light inside of it, but it's a face, a human face in that bag.
Oh, the face is in the bag?
Yeah.
That's weird. I just can't imagine it.
It's like if I just skinned your face off and put it on the wall. That's what this is.
But
real.
It's in a bag.
Yeah, but they can see it with the light.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
It's disgusting. They reluctantly move into the parlor. There's a chair in the middle of the room that looks a little off to them. The fabric doesn't quite match, and they look closer, and it is upholstered with human skin.
Oh my God.
They find a wastebasket also upholstered with human skin. Ew. And a lampshade made out of a human face.
Oh my God.
All of these are pale gray and stretched across the frames that they are human furniture.
Gross. He wasn't trying to hide.
Oh no.
At all.
This is just, yeah. This is his aesthetic. Then they see something hanging from a nail in the room, and it's a belt. Just super fashionable, really plain belt. That's it. No. It is stitched together out of human nipples.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
It's disgusting.
I mean, it's all gross, but that's another level. Nipples.
They move to the bedroom. Human skulls are mounted on the bedposts. It's like decoration. So he has taken the skulls and just put them on each bedpost. More skulls are found with the tops sawed off, hollowed into bowls, like cereal bowls.
Ugh.
And these were not just for show. They had clearly, they had
cereal.
Mm-hmm, they had clearly been used.
Gross.
Under a chair, they find a disembodied head just dumped or thrown there, like you'd throw something like a t-shirt that you don't want to throw into the laundry. You just threw a head under a chair. Yep. On a side table, there's another box filled with female organs. I encourage you to use your imagination on what organ they found.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then they find more of what Ed called his souvenirs that he was parading around town, the shrunken heads he used to brag about. He told them they were the war trophies and gifts from the cousins in the Philippines, but once they examined them up close, it's obvious that they were women and real human heads from people in Plainfield. One deputy reaches to yank open the curtains to get air from the window. He stops because the pull cord is not fabric. It is human lips sewn together end to end.
Oh my God.
Yep. It's even said that Ed sewed them together in a way that when you would pull them, they would make a kissing movement.
Ew.
Yep.
It's disgusting. It's very specific.
Yeah. Finally, they go into the kitchen. On the stovetop is a dented old pan. Inside of it sits a human heart. Some say it was Bernice's. Others think it came from one of his graveyard trips, but either way, it's a freaking heart, so who cares? Where it came from, it's a human heart. Something I do have to note is he was not a cannibal. So even though they try and imply that this human heart on the stovetop was that he was going to eat it, he never ate or consumed humans.
Okay.
So my only defense of Ed Gein. Now
he did eat out of a skull, though.
He did. I guess that's cannibal adjacent. Now, his final pièce de résistance was tucked away.
I have a question.
Yes, of course.
So he killed that one lady.
He killed both of the ladies.
2 ladies. But were all the other body parts from the graves, or did he kill more people?
He killed more people, but a lot of it was from the grave robbing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'll go into it a little bit more in just a little bit.
Okay.
But you got to hear this part because this is the thing that makes him the most famous.
Oh, okay.
So they finally find the big thing Ed has been working on, his woman suit. This is a full body suit stitched together from human skin that includes breasts, thighs. He made leggings out of human flesh that he could slip on.
Oh, like he's going to wear the suit?
Oh, he wore the suit. There is a torso and even a mask. So he would admit that he would put it on. He would slip inside it. And this was because he wanted to become his mother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
So yeah, he also had this like ritual where he would put the suit on and like go and dance outside in it. He had a drum that he made out of human skin, and
would he drum it while he danced?
He would drum it while he danced. Yep.
Could you imagine someone driving by and they're like, what is Milk Sock up to? Or whatever his name was.
Well, that's why the like isolated farmhouse was so perfect for him. Like nobody went out there.
Yeah.
And then also this is so very much like Silence of the Lambs of like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
He's like, I'm looking good.
Yeah. So yeah, very disturbing. So this obviously wasn't just a messy crime scene. This was hell on earth. This was a house that was turned into one of the worst findings that they could ever expect. Every object was a body part. Every corner they turned, they found another nightmare that was worse than the one that they seen before. The men that walked through the house, most of them never recovered. The sheriff at the time, who was leading the search, was said to be absolutely broken by it. People swore that he was never the same again, because once you've stepped inside Ed Gein's farmhouse, you can't unsee it.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing to read about it or like watch something. I could not even imagine coming across that.
Like, I feel like the man that went to go open the window, because he's probably going to be sick and he's looking for like air or something. Yeah. And then
to see that.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Everybody was brave. Good job. So they finished their walkthrough of hell, but now they got to find Ed. And
oh yeah, where's that guy?
Yeah, because he's not in the house. So he's nowhere in the house. And so a search starts immediately. Cops fan out. They canvass the area. And they find Ed Gein sitting calmly at a neighbor's kitchen table, eating a plate of ham with a glass of milk.
Gross.
Yep.
Combination.
I mean, Wisconsin doesn't probably have the best food, right?
I don't know.
He also, I heard in, okay, so I listened to a lot of different things about Ed Gein. He had an interesting diet. His favorite food was like pork and beans. Seems on brand. But there was one woman I read that like invited him over for dinner one day, and this honestly sounded delicious. It was mac and cheese with pickles mixed in.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, side story.
He's like, I prefer my ham and milk.
Yeah. Okay, so they arrest him. They're like, come with us.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Yeah. At the station, he is very calm and immediately starts talking. He says Bernice Warden is at his house, and
they're like, we know.
Yeah, we saw. Cool. Tell us something we don't know.
Did he laugh again?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then he also says, like, just adds on. He's like, oh, Mary, she's there too. Again, we kind of put that together. They press him for more details, and this is where it's kind of strange. So Ed is adamant that he doesn't remember killing. He says he blacked out. And so like there's times where like they're trying to get him to like go into more of like the gruesome details, and he's like, I don't remember it. And he stands by this because he says that he was terrified of blood and that he would actually get sick at the sight of blood. Which you'd think, how does a man who strung up a woman and gutted her not like not remember that, but also how does a man who says he's scared of blood do that to somebody?
Yeah.
So this really confused investigators, but Ed just kept talking, very, very calm. He told them about the grave robbing, and he said that that was different. He admitted that he remembers going to the cemeteries and that he visited it about 40 times.
Jeez.
So that's where a lot of the bodies came from.
Okay.
He also tried to add that he left the graves in pristine condition and that he would also go back and give back any jewelry that he found. So he wasn't a grave robber.
Nice of him.
Yeah. Again, he's explaining all of this like super chill. So imagine you are in this interrogation room and you have just seen his house. Like you've just gone through that absolute horror show. And you have this man who I'm sure that they are like pressing him to like get some sort of reaction out of him, which like they should. I'm not saying that they're wrong in that. Yeah. But he is calm. And so they're getting more and more aggravated because they've just seen what he did to people or to bodies. And so they're like, what the fuck are we dealing with?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that makes Ed different from a lot of other big name killers that you and I have talked about is that Ed is a process killer. So the act of killing is not actually like what he craves. He is craving the means to an end. What he wanted was to create that replication of his mother. And so the bodies were just a means to an end, where like a Ted Bundy craved like the hunt, where like the BTK craved like hiding in plain sight and the control. Like they're more of a process killer versus a product killer like Ed. So that's what keeps him calm or makes sense why he would be like, yeah, like he doesn't want to talk about the killings because that's not what his like release was.
Like he didn't care about that part.
So just
interesting.
Some education on different types of killers.
So you think he remembered, he just didn't want to talk about it?
He might not have remembered. I don't know. But he just didn't want to talk about it. Like that's not the pride he had in what he did.
Okay.
But that's why he wasn't giving the cops like what they were looking for in the reaction. And that's also why the farmhouse looked the way that it did, because it was more of like a workshop. This was a museum of the products of his obsession. And this was almost a way of him like displaying it. Still gross, still disgusting, but just again explaining the different types of killers that are out there.
First.
So after the interviews with the cops, doctors step in to analyze Ed. Their take is that this isn't just a guy who committed murders. This is someone who is deeply disturbed and disassociative. So that also makes sense why he's very calm and collected and explaining that he does not understand. I'm sure he understands what he did, but he's not like grasping it.
Yeah.
And he's fixated on his mother. He's living in a fantasy where becoming her made sense. So Ed is ruled.
Which I feel like that says enough.
Yep. So Ed is ruled insane and committed to Central State Hospital for the criminally insane. Years pass. He is quiet, compliant. He reads, colors, and chats politely with staff. He is just Ed. But in 1968, doctors find him finally competent to stand trial. So this is a very short trial and it's judge only. So they don't have a jury. And it's only focused on the murder of Bernice Warden, which the judge finds him guilty and then immediately rules him not guilty by reason of insanity. So Ed is sent right back to a mental institution, but this time it's the Mendota Mental Health Institute, and he stays there for the rest of his life. He did also obviously confess to killing Mary Hogan, but the state never tried that case because of the cost. Plus, the insanity finding already had him locked away.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So Plainfield turns into an absolute media frenzy because everybody hears about this house of horrors and like this is just the craziest story people have heard. And they decide they are going to auction off Ed Gein's house or turn it into some sort of museum with some of his other belongings. But the house mysteriously burns down.
What?
So it's in this like suspicious fire before the auction. So people still argue whether it was an accident or whether it was like the town being like, fuck that. Like, we don't want to talk about this guy anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, why would they want that? I mean, I guess to make money because their town's like blown up.
Well, I ask that question to you every week of why they want to keep these haunted houses.
That's true.
So it's the same thing. People are fascinated by it. And
not the same thing.
It's a little bit the same thing. I mean, it's not like they're going to keep like the freaking skin couch in there. Yeah, so they take everything that was in Ed's house and the police take it, they analyze it and like document it, but they get rid of it. Like they burn it. Mm-hmm. There's not like people out there who have the nipple belt or anything like that. Like, and if you think you do, you got conned because it does not exist. Or you bought something from a real freak.
I know. Jeez. Yuck.
So Ed becomes a patient at Mendota. Like I said before, he dies there in 1984 at 77 years old. He is buried, but his grave is vandalized consistently because of course it is. They're just they don't want to remember this monster.
That's what happens.
Yeah. So like I mentioned at the beginning, Ed is referenced and inspired many pop culture morbid and modern horror movies. So Psycho, a lonely mama's boy who keeps a shrine to his dead mother and blurs identity with her. Norman Bates, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the furniture, masks, and fixtures made from human remains, a family that treats killing like a grisly craft. All of Ed's arts and crafts.
I didn't know that's what that was about.
Yeah. The Silence of the Lambs, a killer sewing a skin suit to become a woman. Exactly what Ed Gein did. So none of these movies are literal retellings, but they're obviously pulling from the same
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the story of Ed Gein and our kickoff to spooky season.
That was intense.
Yeah.
But that was a good kickoff to spooky season.
Thanks.
I didn't know that story.
I know. Well, remember when we went right before we went to Jared's when we were having lunch and like I think it was me and Norman. We were like, no, like we were trying to tell you Ed Gein, or maybe it was Samantha.
I know you were talking about the monster. Wait, yeah, there's a monster, show coming out, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know you're talking about that. And you're like, Ed Gein. I was like, I don't know who that is.
And I was like, no, he's, trust me, you will.
If you don't, you will.
If you don't know, now you know.
Well, that was a good one.
Thanks.
I was hooked. There's a lot of plot twists in there. I was not expecting.
You'll never look at a chair the same.
Or like the thing that you pull the window with.
I know.
Okay. Ew.
Well, yeah, so.
Well, so we have a lot of really cool stories coming up for October. So stay tuned for our spooky season. There'll be good ones. I mean, they're always good ones, but these will be extra spooky.
Yep. We've got some, I know people liked the Lizzie Borden one, so we've got some more like joint stories, which will be fun to do.
Yeah, I like doing those.
Taylor can't go on vacation anymore.
No more vacation for me. So stay tuned for that. And as always, if you have any stories you want to tell us, you can email them to
igsttystories@gmail.com.
Or you can reach out to us on social media and write us a comment or a DM at
IGSTTYpod. We are on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yes. So thanks for listening.
Later.